Hey, what's up guys, this is Liam or Weagle on Your Overwatch, back with a new video today. A different kind of video. We want to go through mistakes that we're all still making even a year into Overwatch being released. These are mistakes we see all the time that are so core to winning games of Overwatch. I know I still make some of these mistakes, and let me know what ones you make and also what ones you witness within your game. If I miss any, then let me know in the comments what you see regularly that loses games. So the first one to talk about is people waiting too long to use their ultimates. Now, when Overwatch released, everyone wanted to use their ultimate abilities all the time to wipe the enemy team, and people were throwing out their ultimates all the time, and people progressively learned that you had to use your ultimates together in order to win team fights, to win the map. But now there's actually an opposite effect. Now, there are bigger offenders than others, and one of the biggest is using Graviton too late in a fight. Often what happens, especially on defense, is the enemy team are coming in to ult you, and if they get their ults off first, you're generally going to lose. Even when you're on defense, and we have made videos about this in the past, you have to make sure you use your ultimates in an aggressive manner. And a mistake that is made all the time is that people wait too long to use them, and they will either die with all their ultimates and lose the game, or they'll use them when their team are already dead, which is a massive mistake, especially with a crowd control ultimate like Reinhardt's or Zarya's. It's not always so bad with some of the DPS ultimates, but still, if you ult too late, you're not only wasting your ultimate ability, you've already lost the point and probably the game. So make sure you're always throwing out your ultimates at the right time. Obviously, you don't want to throw them out too early before the enemy engage. Now, a Lucio ultimate is usually in that way a lot of the time, where someone tries to initiate with drop the beat, but then people actually do it too early. So there definitely is this issue on both sides, but most recently, people are definitely hanging on to some of their ultimates for way too long. The next thing to talk about is taking damage when you shouldn't. I don't know how many times I've mentioned this in videos, and we've mentioned this in videos, and every YouTuber has. We've said it in games, on live streams, all the time, and to this day, how many people actually regroup? I can tell you that people at Masters and Grandmasters still don't regroup properly. One thing that I've noticed is that a lot of the people that will always cry out that they have gold damage are the people that, when their team are dead, stand there at the choke just shooting trash damage into the enemy, charging enemy ultimates, and then often getting picked off before they can even engage in a fight. So they'll have loads of damage done, that's great, and they've charged all of the enemy ultimates and trickled for their team. It's very important that people, when they regroup, is that they don't face at all. You don't do or take any damage from anybody. It's not worth the risk, and the ultimate exchange will always get messed up the more that you do this. Regrouping literally means back all the way up, don't initiate, don't throw out any damage, don't take any damage, hide, wait for your team and have a team fight. This is particularly important on 2CP and hybrid maps, not so much on King of the Hill, but you still have to be careful in them situations too. Make sure you regroup with your team and have a team fight. It is a team game after all, and this is a mistake that people are still making to this day. Now, related to this but different is dying out of sync with your teammates. What happens a lot of the time, again, especially on 2CP maps, is if you lose one or two people at the start of the fight, that's it. Your team should stand still or jump off the map or regroup. That's the end of it. But people don't, and they'll stand there having these long fights for 30 seconds, and all they're doing is stalling it out for the enemy team. The only time that is actually okay to do this is if you're playing King of the Hill. If you've already captured the point and you're stalling out, that's absolutely fine. But if they have the point and you're stalling out, you're just giving them a bigger and bigger advantage. You're charging their ultimates and you're trickling your team. One thing that people definitely need to learn to do is call out to their team, and I try to do this, it's not always easy, is die, 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 or back up or regroup. Do not stand there and fight, because you're just trickling for the enemy team, and this is a big issue. Dying out of sync with your team is one of the biggest time wasters in the whole of Overwatch, and when people really learn how to do this, I think the game will play quite differently, because fighting a point that you can't win is a complete waste of time, and you're never going to win the game that way. So related to the first point I made, the next one is not initiating a team fight. Again, a massive offender in 2CP maps and hybrid maps, where your team will just stand at the choke too scared to move, whether you don't have Lucio because nobody seems to want to play him, or whether people are just scared in general to move through the choke and have a team fight. This is a massive reason people lose on some of these maps, because they'll stand there at the choke and they won't press an advantage. Which brings me to my last point as well. These both tie into together. Not initiating on a team fight, being scared, and even when you get a pick, not pressing that advantage is a major issue that we all make. It happens in most of the games I play, and when there's a choke point and an enemy Mei wall and Symmetra spam coming through, that's where it happens the most. Even if you do stand there and don't fight, but still get a pick, people will then not press that advantage anyway. And when you're on a team like that, you've somehow got to force your team to move through the choke. You can try with Lucio's speed boost, but that doesn't always work, and sometimes you just have to take a Hanzo or a Bastion and make sure you kill 2 or 3 people through the choke in order to push your team forwards. And once you have a massive man advantage, they should move at some point. But I'm sure we've all had them games, and I'm sure we've all made that same mistake where you have the advantage and you still stand there trying to shoot things from miles away, when really you should be initiating on the team fight with your team and trying to win out the point. It's a massive mistake we see all the time, and ones that I make, have made, and everybody has. And I think it's funny that even a year after Overwatch, some of these fundamental mistakes are still made by all of us all of the time. So let me know in the comments what you think. Do you make any of these mistakes, and are there any mistakes that I didn't mention that you see all the time? Be sure to check out our Twitter and our Twitch, where we stream every single day. You can check out our Discord to find the Widow Maker of your dreams. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.